Hello, welcome to Hockey on Tap podcast, episode 145. Oh, yeah, by Schwim. All right, well, Schwim's not on this podcast, so that's good. I'm your host, Bill. I'm, of course, here with my two co-hosts, Little Steve and Schwim. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Leave us a 5-star review if you'd be so kind. Schwim, I think you like my mask better. But, yeah, we're it's coming up on Halloween. A lot of good stuff happening. I can put this down. A lot of good stuff happening in the world of hockey. We'll get into that in a little bit. But what are you drinking?
I mean, there's a lot of not good stuff going on in the world of hockey right now, I would say. But
well, a lot of good stuff. We'll talk about the not so good stuff because, yeah.
I guess this is appropriate based on what I just said. Not one of my go-to breweries, but a good one nonetheless. Grimm, which is kind of my overall stance on the state of the hockey world right now. But Super Chance Goza Ale with yuzu juice, no idea what that is, Luminosa, and cashmere hops. I don't know what yuzu juice is, but I'll let you know by the end of this podcast. I'll try to figure out what the heck that is.
Yuzu juice sounds pretty good. I'd be.
How do you spell that? Y-U-Z-U?
Y-U-Z-U, yeah.
Interesting.
Yuzu fruit. It's a fruit? Citrus fruit. Of East Asian origin. It kind of looks like a lemon. Like an orange-sized lemon.
I like it.
Okay. Continue.
Jim?
Continue. I am finally drinking the beer that our good friend... A beer, yes. Finally drinking a beer, and finally drinking a beer that our good friend, I believe his name is Shorts Guy, or SG, or S Guy, Nummy, Pumpkin.
Didn't want to show up.
Yep. He got it for us, yeah. So, finally trying this bad boy out. I'm excited.
Oh, I forgot to mention... Yeah, I want more. Yeah. I forgot to mention, obviously, Sam's behind the glass today, so appreciate Sam being here. Primetime Radio.
Thank you, Sam.
Mr. Sam Wu. Just a little, I mean, for those that don't know, Hockey on Tap. Well, Hockey on Tap will be at the Let's Go Devils podcast release of their brew and brew crew on the 10th, 11/10.
And crew brew.
And crew brew, yeah.
Oh, I said
get it right, William.
And crew brew. Sorry, Sam.
William messed up a name of something? No way.
Yeah, not me, never. But we are all looking forward to that very much so. It's going to be a fun event. Come out, enjoy some beers. I mean, in general, right? It's this is episode 146, actually. I forgot about that. In general, you know, the events are always fun with Sam and the team, and we love being there and supporting our buddy. Come out and join us. Listen to Mr. Sam Wu on his daily podcast because he's all over the place. The guy, you know, has a life but doesn't have a life with the amount of podcasts he's doing. And celebrate with us. Anyways, because I got railed on by my sister-in-law last time, I'm drinking one of her beers that she brought over from. This one is from. Oh, darn it!
And he already forgets where it's from.
I did.
Hear that, Alicia?
Yeah. It's a Union Lager Eden Stenven. Oh man. Slovenia. All right. I knew I'd find something that said where it was from. Yes, Slovenia.
Andrzej Kopitar's home country.
Yeah. He's also American citizen. Did you know that? Because he can technically play for the United States if he wanted to.
Ooh.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
But
I've been saying that for years and years now.
I wish he did that more kind of in the prime of his career. He's still very good, but
NHL players weren't really allowed to play during the prime of his career. But it would have been I've been hoping for it for a while because that would be really cool. But you know, go on, Jay.
Would he have been the number one center? Say, what was the last Olympics?
So when the golden goal, is that the last Olympics? No, there's one other one, right?
No,
last time they're in. No, there hasn't been another one.
So would have he been the number one center at that time? Would he have beaten out? He probably might have been.
I'm even curious to know what the roster was back then. I'm pretty sure Ryan Callahan was on the roster, so
God.
yeah, beating out him.
Hey,
thanks for that one. Last Olympics NHL players played in. What was that?
Tampa. Sorry, Tampa game's on.
The last one was 2014.
It was 10 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, really? That long ago? Holy shit.
I mean, we're going off on a tangent right away, which is fun. I don't mind it. U.S. Olympic hockey team roster. I'm trying to see. Men's Olympic. Oh, so you guys. All right. So you're going to like this one. Here we go. I don't have the depth chart, but David Backes, Dustin Brown, Ryan Callahan, John Carlson, Justin Falk, Cam Fowler.
All sandpaper.
Jimmy Howard, Patrick
Wasn't that a
Kessler.
Tortorella? Wasn't he the coach?
This is
I think he was. Yeah.
Ryan Kessler, Phil Kessel, Paul Martin, Ryan McDonough, Ryan Miller, Orpik, Oshie, Pacioretty, Parise, Pavelski, Quick, Shattenkirk, Stastny, Stepan, Sutter, Van Riemsdyk, and Blake Wheeler. That is...
Hey, he's better than most of that entire roster, if not all of it. Back then,
head coach?
Especially.
Head coach, Dan Bylsma.
Bylsma, really?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Kopitar would have easily been the team. Who else?
We should put that roster out for the next one and see how it does.
Yeah, most of that isn't even in the league anymore.
That'd be hilarious.
Quick is playing the way he's playing now. Maybe he's was it? So Stepan, Pavelski was probably center at this time. He beats him. Kessler, absolutely goodbye. And
yeah.
We're also thinking these guys were I mean, this is the prime of their careers, I guess.
Yeah, definitely the prime of theirs.
But I still think Kopitar was a better player, without a doubt.
Yes, easily. All right. Well, hopefully I don't lose you guys. If I do, that's gonna suck. But anyways, let's go to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. Pretty big retirement in the NHL, and someone we kind of assumed would retire even since last season, right? When he was not very good. But Joe Thornton, Jumbo Joe, a hell of a hockey player, center. You know, you always thought of him as a top end passer, elite playmaker. I forget his career high in goals. I should have actually looked this up before.
Did he ever score 50?
No,
I don't feel like he ever. He was always an assist man.
Yes, always an assist man. All right, 37 goals with the Bruins in 2000, 2001, and then he hit 36 one more time with the Bruins as well.
Getting Jonathan Chichu 50 goals.
Yeah, Chichu. Yeah. That season, the 06-07 season, 22 goals, 92 points, 92 assists, 114 total points.
Nice.
You know, he obviously beats Yager that season for MVP, as well as Art Ross. Yep. And the guy was just electric. 92 assists one year. You know, he'd always have the high 60s marks, and it was just, like I said, an elite playmaker. I was looking at it. If the Bruins never made that trade with the Sharks and they just let him, because you forget the year that he was there last, they had the lockout. He had 33 points in 23 games, and they were just kind of middling as a team. But slowly coming up that chain was a young center named Patrice Bergeron, also David Krejci, and then they would eventually get the number one pick that turned out to Tyler Seguin, right? Or sorry, second overall pick, which turns out to be Tyler Seguin.
Yeah,
who was also gone.
Bruins
also gone.
Could they have? Yeah, if they had kept him around, and that trade was horrible for them in general. But if they keep him around, do you think they win more than one Stanley Cup?
Thornton?
Well, yeah, that whole roster. You know what they were building around there. You think they win more than one Stanley Cup?
I don't know honestly, because I mean you can always say did Joe Thornton win a Stanley Cup in San Jose? No, so you can't really, make the argument that Boston could have won more with just Joe Thornton, since Joe Thornton himself never won a cup. I think Joe Thornton probably would have had a better chance at winning a cup had he still remained in Boston. And obviously, well, who knows if they win the cup in 2010? I think, right, is when Boston won.
Yeah.
No, 2011. I think.
11.
Yeah, it was 11. Yep, sorry.
Who the heck won in 2010?
No, 2011. I thought they won 2011. I'm pretty sure it was 11.
I thought Boston was 10, or was the Kings? Right. No, Chicago was 10, right?
Yeah, Chicago's 10. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Damn it, Steve.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, because obviously the roster could have been completely different. To keep him there and to build around there. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows that maybe Bergeron gets dealt somewhere with the way Chiarelli was running that roster. Who knows?
The way he would just throw people out of that in and out of that lineup. Awful. He would trade away everybody.
Well, for those who don't know, Joe Maggiore, obviously, first overall pick. He had that horrible rookie season. He comes back and he starts to win, some scoring type. He played really well, right? So in 03-04, he has 73 points and in 77 games, and they were off to a hard start in 05-06, and then obviously the lockout happens. Through 23 games, he had 33 points. They get the then GM Michael Connell decides to trade Jumbo Joe to the San Jose Sharks for defenseman Brad Stewart, center Wayne Primo, and left wing Marco Sturm. That was the haul. He got back for
that was it. Joe for 3 players, no picks.
Yes, 3 players, no picks.
Wow.
That is, and I don't think any of those 3 actually were. Was Sturm on the championship team in 20? I don't remember, but I mean that is quite the awful. Let's see here. No, I don't see Sturm. Yeah, so none of those 3 guys made it to the roster in the cup year. That's how good of a trade it was. Wow, that bad. But yeah, I mean, so I had a couple stats for Joe, and the guy is obviously a tremendous player and a beast. Oh man, why is my thing going slower than?
I wonder if he'll finally shave the beard, or if he'll keep letting it go now.
So that was the other thing. Did you see his message to the fans as he announced his retirement? He comes on to I guess Twitter or whatever he did it on, but he comes on and he's just the beard, but you can clearly see he is tops off. He's naked, from the shirt up at least, and everyone just kept wondering what if he was going to show what was happening below the neckline, because clearly you could see he was just having fun. 1,700 games played, 430 goals, 1,100 assists, Art Ross Trophy winner, Hart Trophy winner, 4-time All-Star. Obviously captain, and played for 4 different teams, which he won't really be remembered so much for either Florida or Toronto, but Boston, San Jose, where he really started taking off. Yeah. So Jumbo Joe, good career, great career, fun guy to watch. I always rooted for him. I wish he had became a Ranger. Like everybody wishes he could have played for their team. And yeah, hats off to Jumbo Joe. You guys got anything on Thornton?
No, great career. It would have been nice to see him win something, but it's
good point. He's at the top of the list of guys that didn't win the cup, right? In terms of careers,
best players that never won a cup. Yeah,
him, Lundqvist,
he's up there.
Ginla,
Mike Gartner,
right? Mike Gartner,
Matt Sundin. I always think of Sundin. I don't know why. He always pops in my head first when I think of a great player who never won a cup.
Alfredson, right? Yeah,
Alfredson. That's another good
one. Yeah, so goodbye, Jumbo Joe.
Championships aren't guaranteed just because you're elite or a Hall of Famer.
It's true.
I mean, hockey, obviously. I would think hockey and football, because in basketball. Really, basketball is the easiest one to win a championship if you're great in, right?
They just have a friggin' pile-on team. You join that team and you're golden.
Baseball, a little tougher. Obviously, pitcher, it's really just a one-on-one sport for the most part. I guess is football the second easiest to win if you're a star? If you're at least you're a star quarterback, probably, right? I mean, I know.
How many Hall of Fame quarterbacks that I mean, not to go on a football tangent, but besides Marino, how many Hall of Fame quarterbacks haven't won a cup? I'm sorry, the trophy, Lombardi. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know football that well, so I can't know off the top of my head. But I know like the big ones that come to mind that I know of have all won. Like Peyton Manning, John Elway, Joe Montana, not Dan Marino. Now you got Mahomes, Kurt Warner.
Shoot it!
Oh, okay. So 29 quarterbacks.
Number one. First one of the night. First shoot of the night.
29 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl as a starter, and of that number, 11 are in the Hall of Fame, and 4 will be when they're eligible. There's only 3 quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame who have not won championships: Warren Moon, Sonny Jurgensen, 4 quarterbacks: Dan Fouts and Dan Marino. So 4.
Yeah, so then I think it's more. Well, that's the second. Well, actually, no, the second least, because it seems like all these elite quarterbacks are winning championships.
Yeah, so, I mean,
I think hockey's the most. I think hockey's the most. Like, you can be an elite player.
Kelly, right? Jim Kelly's not in the Hall of Fame, right? Is he? Because he never won.
No, he is. He's in. I'm pretty sure
Kelly's in the Hall of Fame. Oh, so then
I thought recently he was voted in.
I didn't think that he.
I don't know. I'm done talking football though.
Yeah, it says he's not a Hall of Famer. No, inducted in 2002. All right, so then add
2002?
5 quarterbacks
or 22.
Yeah, 2002.
Oh, damn. A little off. I thought it was more recent. At least that was
recent.
Somewhat right.
That was recent.
You're within 21 years.
There's a 2 in there. Oh, right at him. Right at his throat.
It's in the 2000s.
All right, so we will get to the not so fun news. We went from happy to sad. Obviously, something that near and dear to our hearts is ice hockey. And you see, every once in a while there's an event that happens in hockey that it depresses you, it makes you sad. And this Adam Johnson, obviously former Pittsburgh Penguin, played 13 games for the Penguins over 2 seasons from 2018 to 2019. Played a lot in the AHL, and just a freak accident during a game in England in the Elite Ice Hockey League with the Nottingham Panthers, and he gets a skate across his neck. I didn't watch the video. I didn't have the guts to watch that. I know some people that have, and they immediately told me not to watch it because it's like a horror movie, and we're coming up on Halloween, obviously. And within 5 minutes, they told the fans that were in the arena to get out, to leave. They were performing CPR on him, from what I heard, on the ice. He passes away at the hospital, but it's heartbreaking, and obviously a lot of fans. Crosby came out. He had some thoughts on it, since he's finding out, because he obviously played with him. He's a great teammate, great guy. And just one of those things where it leads to, what to do next for the NHL, because, you see a couple guys coming around saying, maybe they should be wearing, neck guards, which, I've had an incident with a neck guard. So, I'm pro neck guard on this, but, obviously, first we'll talk about Adam Johnson. Steve, maybe, you have anything about him, from watching him or whatever. But and then, what do you guys think is going to happen kind of next? What's the next step for the NHL? Is it something that, you think is necessary? Because, between this, Clint Malarchuk, which that's got to be one of the scariest things I've seen on the hockey. You watch that video of Malarchuk.
And Zednik also.
Zednik too. Although Zednik, and I don't know if maybe it was just me misremembering, but I remember Malarchuk when he took off that mask. It was
squirting out.
Squirting out, right? And unfortunately, that's what I heard. This was happening with Adam Johnson, but I don't remember Zednik being that bad from the the visual.
His wasn't anything it wasn't anything like Malarchuk, but you saw the skate rise up and hit him right in the throat, and he immediately grabbed his throat and went right off. But you saw there was a trail following him still. Yeah. But I saw the video, actually, not all of it, of the Adam one, and I just saw the contact of when he gets hit, and that's it. And it was very, this guy's leg comes flying up and hits him right in the throat, and then that's all I saw. I didn't see anything after that. I didn't want to see anything after that, but it's it's terrible.
Yeah, and obviously the family, it's horrible, right? But I feel so bad.
28 years old or whatever he is, 29.
29.
Yeah, but I feel so bad for the player that did this to him. Not on purpose, right? But like that guy's got to feel so horrible.
He's got to feel horrible.
No cause of his own, right? But just you hope that he gets the help he needs to kind of get through this, because that's got to be, I can't even imagine. But Steve, Adam Johnson.
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember when he made his debut. Actually, but he was. I don't want to call him highly touted, but he was talked about by a lot of reporters talking and following Wilkes-Barre. One of the better players playing at Wilkes-Barre comes up. I remember his first goal. Also, my heart goes out for the whole family for such a tragic, freak, spontaneous accident to happen. Mm-hmm. And just from my understanding, from anyone who's interacted with him, just an overall great guy, left a lasting impression to anybody that he met. So, just a horrible thing to go through. What I am grateful for is that he did get that chance to play in the NHL, which he expressed was obviously his childhood dream all the time. He did get that chance to score his first NHL goal. So, awesome accolades for the kid to accomplish. And fighting through and still working on his career, and going overseas and playing, which some of these guys do. So good for him for following his dream and continuing it, even after the fact. But yeah, I hope his friends and family can get through this with a lot of support from everyone around. And just a horrible tragedy. And I hope that I do hope that some things do change, and I know that they're already talking about instituting. I know that the English League has already making it mandatory
for next season. I think, right? Already.
Yeah, I don't really know why you wouldn't, to be completely honest. But the league is all you wear the least amount of protective equipment, right? Because it's this men's league and everyone is tough, but I don't know. It's just something like this. The fact that there's a chance that it could happen, you should take every precaution to protect yourself against it.
What was it last year?
Hopefully this is the last we hear about anything like this that happens.
Last year, right, Evander Kane got cut across the wrist, and I think they started to implement, or at least try to get players to implement those, like the wrist guards that they came out with, the elbow pads, coming down to your wrists. And I think players have basically said that, like, they don't feel comfortable with them. It's like restrictive. I mean, I know that.
Used to it.
Yeah.
Everyone gets used to it. Just stick with it, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, and I heard Elliot Friedman talk about this, but it starts in the lower levels, right? Obviously, midgets and peewees and all that, they all wear neck guards. So I don't think it's that big of a deal to continue to wear them through juniors and have it slowly, implement into the NHL. It's sad, and you feel so bad for the family. Like I said, it's a tough thing to to watch and to hear about, and everything that happened, and you feel bad for obviously the family, but like the people in the stands that watched that, if they had kids, like they didn't go to a hockey game expecting something horrible like that to happen. And for everybody involved and just hope you guys get help, and there's not anything lasting that really upsets people. So unfortunately this is a sad topic, and kind of get through it, but heart goes out to Adam Johnson and his family. Tough to segue a little bit, but I was going to go to 3 stars, and then we could talk a little hockey. But I had Ryan Hartman as my number 1 star for this past week. 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points in 4 games for obviously the Minnesota Wild. He was extremely good against what was the one he had 5 points? Versus
is he American?
Hartman? That's a good question. I
want to say that he is, but I'm not positive.
Hilton Head, South Carolina. Yeah,
nice.
He was a first round pick, 30th overall by Chicago back in 2013.
Oh wow!
I don't think he makes the U.S. roster though. I don't think he's that good. Schwim,
Put him on
your
over
boy, your starting goaltender, 2-0,
Yeah,
two
two
shutouts. Jonas Johansson, and he obviously shuts
One was against
out
San Jose, so we can
San
pump the
Jose,
brakes a little bit.
a little tough. And then the second shutout would be against the Carolina Hurricanes, 3-0 win, October 24th.
That was a good one. That was like their best
Uh,
game of the season, honestly.
Yeah, 32 saves.
Oh, yeah.
He stopped 23 versus San Jose. Not that hard of a game.
They
for
destroyed. I watched that whole game. San Jose looks like a minor league team. I'm not. It was so bad. I felt horrible during the score could have been 10 or 11-0. It was so bad. They've only said I was telling Steven, I think yesterday, they've only scored what they scored last night. I think 1 goal or 2 goals. In their last 4 or 5 games, I think they have 2 or 3 goals. Yeah. They look really bad, unfortunately.
I think Thornton can probably play for San Jose and be the best player on the team right now.
Right now, he probably could.
That's bad. Yeah, that's real bad. Wow.
40-something-year-old.
Yeah. And my number 3 star, unfortunately, Jack Hughes over the last week, 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points.
Unfortunately,
guys, what is he averaging? 2 points a game? 13. Sorry, he's got 18. Yeah, 18 points in 8 games, so a little over 2 goals a game or 2 points a game. He's on fire. Yeah, it sucks.
Oh my god. There we go.
All right, what were your guys? So we were obviously, the whole last Tuesday they have the NHL doing their fun little goal zone or whatever that was. Did you guys like it?
I don't remember.
What was it?
I didn't get to see it.
It wasn't goal zone. Yeah, I forgot what it's called actually. But did you didn't get to see it all, Shrum?
I didn't get to see it all, but I can pretty much guess what it was like, but I didn't get to see it.
I mean, obviously they went through and showed highlights. They went back to live games during power plays. It was okay. I think there's a lot of wrinkles and stuff they can get out and fix things and maybe make it a little more enjoyable when they do have a flurry of games like that. But yeah, it's not like red zones with the NFL because obviously scoring plays going to if they're in the red zone at all, showing that kind of thing. So, yeah, it was all right. I think the NHL though has something they could build out on and kind of I don't know, make it.
Hopefully, ESPN isn't like they normally are, idiots, and just does it one and done, and that's it. They got to keep trying, keep doing it, and see if they can get a following behind it.
16 games will be nationally televised this week. There's a Wednesday doubleheader on TNT. Maple Leafs are going to be on the TV 3 times this week.
Great!
So we'll see. Yeah, it's everybody's fun. You guys have any games you're looking forward to this week watching?
Not Penguin games.
I mean, I was going to get into it in a little bit. I don't need. I know that the Pens have not looked very good. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just do it this week.
Look like world beaters. Exactly one time this season.
Yeah.
Next week is a game I'm looking forward to, Monday night.
And that would be we could talk about it
next Monday. It's Tampa Toronto rematch again.
Yeah. So tomorrow they have Kings at the Leafs on ESPN. Wednesday they have Buffalo at Philly. That's a great game on TNT. And then St. Louis Blues at Colorado Avalanche, also following up on TNT. Thursday you got
what's going on with Colorado lately? You seen their last couple games?
Back-to-back 4-0 shutouts.
Yeah.
Of being
that's very surprising. Yeah.
A couple other good games coming out. I was just looking quickly. Rangers play Monday the 30th at the Winnipeg Jets, which is today. That's on MSG. That's 7:30, which is already on. What? Which is already on. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
All right, back to the games that happened last week. Oilers return to the Heritage Classic. They played Calgary Flames, which they beat 5-2. Connor McMuffin showed up, returning from injury. Did you guys see the outfits they came in? They came in as oil rig guys. The costume.
No.
So like each team came off the bus, and the Oilers came off in like oil rig uniforms, and then the Calgary Flames came out in overalls and cowboy hats and cowboy boots, and that was it. No shirts. Yeah, quite a look.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. But I mean, I guess it's. And the uniforms were an all-time terrible. Did you see the? Well, I guess did you guys watch the Heritage Classic? The Oilers
yeah,
uniforms,
I watched a little bit of it.
Color, the gold pants and stuff.
Yeah.
Fans, yes, no. I thought it was bad.
I didn't think it was bad. I wasn't. I was Shorts guy I think mentioned, or Tommy or somebody mentioned the color of it. It wasn't that like normal old timey brown looking thing. Yeah. It was actually more gold than that. It wasn't that bad, but I don't know. Some of the goalie setups were pretty nice, but yeah, the jerseys were eh.
I kind of like the Flames
setup. Mustardy.
Mustardy.
Yeah, it was mustardy. Yeah, I like that. I did kind of like the Flames setup. I thought those jerseys were kind of cool. Basically, looked like fire. The poles, like barbershop holes.
It was
red and white.
I don't know. No matter what, I just can't get up for an outdoor game anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's old news now. I think it's like past its prime.
I actually find that it makes games slower and less exciting.
Slower, yes, absolutely slower. I'll agree with you on that one. I just lost my clicker. Oh well, I'm a disaster over here.
Tisk.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the clicker so I could change this channel, because I realized I put on football and not the Ranger game. And as I was looking through it, I was like, "Wait, where the heck did everything go?" I know. I'm trying to will Jahmyr Gibbs to scoring a touchdown. I also need AJ Cole, the punter, to single-handedly get 20 points so I can beat Daniel, which I don't think is going to happen.
He needs a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. He give AJ Cole the touchdown runs. That'd be pretty good. Brothers are actually asking me about the Winter Classic for not the Winter Classic, the Stadium Series for the Rangers, and seeing if they want to go. I guess it's fun when you can go, but
yeah, maybe.
I actually have absolutely, like, if somebody told me they had free tickets to the outdoor game, I would need to strongly consider going.
Oh, really? You wouldn't go?
Really? Yeah, for free. If somebody said I have free tickets
to go to the outdoor game, I think I would be like, okay, I'll go.
Even if it's in Pittsburgh for a Penguins game, I would really need to sit and think.
And you get a free ride there.
That's embarrassing.
If I get the tickets are free, the ride is free, and the stay is free, then I probably would do it. But otherwise, I don't want to. I just don't want to.
That's terrible.
Yeah, just like it doesn't excite me at all. It doesn't even excite me to watch it on TV. Like, I'm gonna watch the game because I want to watch my team play, but like I don't get excited that they're playing outside. I just don't. Nobody. I don't get excited for any outdoor games anymore. And I don't know. Yeah, granted, you could say no, and of course not. I just said that I don't want to go to one like ever. But
but that doesn't mean
I don't. Well, I don't. Everybody knows I don't do cold very well, and
that's true.
This is true.
That's obviously
that's very true.
And I also don't see very well. And if you're getting you're in a stadium, and however far up you are, like, when I go to we go to our Devil games, right? We get a group together and we go to Devil games and we go and watch. And they're always a lot of fun. We went to Arizona for Schwimm's bachelor party. That was great and fun to watch. But like I try to go to one Penguin game a season because, it's a trip. And I usually try to get seats like behind where Penguins shoot twice and like 2 rows back. So I'll go all out when I go to a game. But like, obviously, an outdoor game, I'm just no.
Yeah. Understood. All right. I wanted to
Dean
do
doesn't
something.
agree.
Yeah, I mean, I like to go. I think it's fun. It's you don't.
Have
get
you
to go
been to one yet or no?
I have. I went to.
have?
I've actually been to two. I went to the Rangers Flyers in Philly, and I went to the Stadium
Christ.
Series Rangers Islanders.
Okay.
Luckily, the Rangers I think are undefeated in outdoor games. I'm pretty sure they're 4-0.
Get out of town.
They beat the Devils and the Islanders in the Stadium Series. They beat Philly. And actually 3-0. I think they only played. That's also bullshit. They've only played in one actual winter classic, because goddamn New York City, their stupid 42 game tax write off if they play all the home games at the arena. So that blows. All right, I wanted to do something fun. I want you guys to give hope to the sucky teams in the NHL.
Okay, Penguins.
So, well, I'm not going to do the Penguins because you do have hope. But I was going to go from last season, the bottom 10 teams. And I want you guys to tell me what do they have to hope for?
Like, this is going to be tough for one team.
That's why it's going to be fun. All right. So the and I'm going to go top to bottom. So at number 10 last season, so not the worst team, but the 10th worst team, St. Louis Blues, 81 points. Obviously, would you say storied franchise? I mean, they're one of the older franchises in the hockey league, right? I think they were not original. They were the original 12. I want you guys to why does St. Louis have to? What do they have to look forward to?
I mean, they're still they're still a solid team, I guess. They're just kind of sitting in mediocrity right now, which is not where you want to be. You kind of, I guess, if your superstars and your elite status is long past gone, you don't want to sit in mediocrity because you can't really build off of that, or it's very difficult, I should say, to build off of that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where there's hope. Kairu's good. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
And Rob Thomas.
Robert Thomas
is also good.
Yeah. So Kairu's 25, Thomas is 24. Jake Neighbors is a decent left winger. He's 21. They have, Jakub Vrana is actually only 26, which is crazy to think.
He's being scratched already.
Yeah, true. Their defense is, other than Parayko, he's 32. I forgot Parayko's on the older side, and Prunovich is 25. But their defense is, 33-year-old Marco Scandella, 32-year-old Nick Leddy, 32-year-old Torrey Krug, 31-year-old Justin Falk, and 34-year-old Robert Diffuso.
Oh,
yeah.
You missed the L. The L just.
I said Falk.
Got lost in that.
You had the burp and you forgot a consonant.
Jordan Bennington is doggy doo. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they got to build from the back out. That team.
Kairu,
I like some good forward.
I don't know why they dumped Tuso. I liked him.
Yeah,
Tuso, yeah,
I liked him too.
How
old is he? He's only in his 20s still, right?
He is only in his 20s. Yep. I didn't look at any of the prospects. I don't really, I don't think they have anybody that's like.
Yeah, I have no idea who their prospects are.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we're gonna have for St. Louis Blues. Next up on the list, number 9, Washington Capitals.
Ovechkin's record.
Okay, Ovechkin's
that's
record.
all they can look forward to. I don't think they can look forward to championships or anything like that. Just Ovechkin making records. That's it.
Yeah.
The team, how it's built now and how they're structuring it, it doesn't seem like I've gone over this before. It doesn't seem like they're all that interested. Well, like obviously they want to win, right? But I think that takes a back seat to just watching Ovi get the goal record.
Okay, I would agree with that. I was to say, some of the young guys on their team, Connor McMichael.
That'll be like their next championship when he gets if or when he gets the goal record. They'll have a big celebration for that. That'll be like them winning a faux championship.
Dylan Strome, 26. He's has had an up and down kind of career, but when you look at youth on this team,
I thought he's been pretty good for them actually.
Yeah, yes.
I think he's playing pretty good for them.
Yeah, but you look at the older crew, right? Kuznetsov's 31, Backstrom's 35, Pacioretty's 34, Tom Wilson's 29. Yeah, Anthony Mantha.
Those injuries, Mantha too. That was, that could have been. I mean, granted, you look at it was a 1-for-1, right? Mantha for Verona.
No, they gave him a pick. I think they gave him a first-round pick.
Oh, really? First round pick or second round? Yeah, well, yeah, if I pick one over, it's not great. But you look at both players, and they're both kind of very similar trajectories. I think they both had high potential and a lot of promise, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Mantha. He's a big boy that is as soft as what's soft? Not your beard.
Charmin.
Poe.
Mel.
The Kung Fu Panda.
Melvin. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, all right. Yeah, why not?
He's Mantha's 6'6", 244. Wow.
Big
That's
boy.
like power forward potential, and he doesn't use any of it. And Verona's got, so much talent. I mean, he's all skill. Mantha has, some, but Verana's skill is, you could see it still when you watch him play, but he's just his inconsistency and his effort. And that's why he's, routinely on a St. Louis Blues team that couldn't ill afford scratching talented players are routinely scratching him now already in this season. I think he's been scratched twice. So,
I would say
kind of a
we're going to go a
mess
little
of a
quicker.
trade.
But Rasmus Sandin is 23, and I feel like he's got some upside. He's a decent player. Alex Alexeyev is 23, but yeah, really they're in trouble. Goodbye, Washington Capitals. It was nice knowing you. All right, number 8 on the list, Detroit Red Wings. Steve Yzerman?
Oh, there's a lot to like.
No, they got
roster.
They got a bunch of young players.
I'll let Schwim go over it, but there's a lot to like about the roster right now.
Oh yeah, and especially they just they acquired DeBrincat. He's obviously fitting in very nicely. Hometown kid. I'm pretty sure he's from there. If I'm not,
he is.
Just thinking Michigan
he's
area.
Farmington Hills, Michigan. Yep.
Right. Yeah. They got Raymond. They got Sider on the back end. They got they have Husso and Net, who we just talked about. We both like. Now they're a pretty and Larkin's doing awesome now with DeBrincat. He finally has like somebody he can like play with. Now they're definitely an up and coming team. They're going to be relevant again, like they were in the 90s and early 2000s.
I mean, they're not gonna be a powerhouse like that, but
they're not gonna be a powerhouse like that. But no, they'll be relevant like they were. They're in the playoffs every year.
Yeah, they have pieces. Unlike the last two that you just said, they have pieces to build around, and I don't think. I mean, Washington's still trying to build around Ovechkin, right? So,
yeah.
And granted, you can say the same thing about Pittsburgh, but I think they have good pieces in place. They have some promise.
Yeah, I mean, DeBrincat, obviously, Moritz Seider and Lucas Raymond are top notch, and Dylan Larkin's one of the better centers in the league. Top 10, top 15. Not in love with their goalies. I know Husso's good, but I was just saying in general, Stevie Y has done pretty well where he's gone, and I think he's continuing building this team in the right direction.
It's a slow process, but
it's
pretty smart.
Philadelphia Flyers, number 7 last year. Say a nice thing, Steven.
I have to. Well, the kid they got over there in Russia is the real deal. So that's something. It could be a problem, but I mean that's obviously right there. I mean you have probably a future superstar, maybe another Kirill Kaprizov, and by the time he comes over, he's going to be fully matured probably. So that'll help. But I don't know. They have a whole mess of weird and stupid acquisitions. So That's about it for what I have to say. I mean, he's a stud, and they have that. So now it's kind of build from that, I guess.
Morgan Frost, Bobby Brink, Tyson Forster—they're all young, up and coming guys.
Sanheim
is
really good.
Been around for a while, but he's okay. Yeah, Sanheim.
I don't think any of them are ever going to be considered elite, but they're good roster pieces.
Cam York on the back end can run a power play. Very good, younger defenseman. Carter Hart, their goalies are still 24, 25, 26. It's crazy. Carter Hart at 25 could still turn into something.
Wow, he's 25. I feel like he's playing for like 10 years.
Exactly. Matvey Michkov is the absolute real deal, and it's gonna suck when he comes over to the American hockey, American area and start lighting the lamp. Arizona Coyotes, number 6. We watched them in person.
We did?
Yeah, we did last season. Clayton Keller is a top winger. He could challenge 80, 90 points this season. Couple good pieces on D, but Logan Cooley, Barrett Hayton. Cooley's been awesome since he came up. They have some top prospects coming in. And we like the arena situation they had there. I know it's not ideal for a full 41, but I like the atmosphere. I thought it was fun, especially if you're a fan that can for a little while.
I'm curious if the players have the same sentiment, like in seriousness, because obviously they're going to say what they have to say. But I really enjoyed it. I thought I had a blast.
Yeah.
I thought it's a great time. It's super intimate, and you don't get that for like professional hockey, so it's pretty cool experience. But yeah, I think as far as like a league standpoint, though, it's pretty embarrassing still. But I think it's a great time, and in fact, I think I had more fun at that arena than a lot of others. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, every seat there is a good seat. Like you can see the game from no matter where you're. Yeah, we had standing, and it was freaking phenomenal.
Standing room was great. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Granted, the cheapest tickets are standing room, and they're $160 or something. But that's a blast.
So it was a good time, good atmosphere.
Montreal Canadiens, number 5. Kirby Dach's obviously out for a little while, but you got Suzuki, who seems like a really good center, still up and coming at 23. Uri Slafkovsky had a bad year last year, but I just look at Joe Thornton. You got to give these kids time.
Let them develop.
Cole Caulfield, if he's healthy, he's a firecracker, and his shot is ridiculous. They obviously play in Montreal, and players will will want to play there. Caden Gooley, you guys tell me, what do you have to like?
We got some nice young pieces. I think I'm still hoping. Well, I mean, they're still hoping for, a face, right? Because they don't really have a face of their franchise like they did with Carey Price for so many years. And obviously, all the rest of them over the course of the history of the team. But Suzuki is, and I like Suzuki as a player, but he's not wowing anybody really, and no one's really, threatened by him. He doesn't need to be focused on in somebody's game plan, I should say. But they look decent this season. I don't think it's going to last, but they have some decent chemistry. I think St. Louis does a pretty good job for what he has, and but yeah, hopefully Slafkovsky turns into something for them. But let the kid develop, and hopefully they don't. The media doesn't tear him apart because he's a number 1 pick, obviously. So. But yeah, let him develop and see where it goes, and keep building.
All right. Number 4 last year, San Jose Sharks. They're the worst team in the league this season.
Do we have to spend time on this?
William Eklund is young and upcoming.
The eyes don't lie.
It's bad. Yeah,
we kind of already addressed. We kind of already addressed this.
Yeah, what we think of them?
It does make you think. Tomas Hertl. When does he ask for a trade? When does Logan Couture, if he does ever ask for a trade? Hoffman, there's a lot of older vets on here that could that could go somewhere else and kind of help out. It's bad. Yeah, there's nothing on here. I hope Mario Ferraro, former UMass Minuteman, gets out of there. He's 25. He's a good defenseman, but that's awful. Yeah. Sorry, San Jose Sharks. There's no help for you guys. Chicago Blackhawks, easy one.
Not the immediate
Combat guard.
Yeah.
Future top 5 player in the league, right? A couple other nice pieces around him, but yeah, Lucas Reichel is going to be a very good scorer, maybe on his wing. Defensemen, they still have Seth Jones, but there's a couple guys, Kevin Korchinski, some other guys coming up that this team's going to be on the up and up, and they have probably a goalie of the future in Arvids Soderblom, so we'll see what goes on with Chicago Blackhawks. Number 2, Columbus Blue Jackets, Schwim. What would you?
I don't know.
There's some. Adam Fantilli looks.
Fantilli, obviously, yeah. Fantilli's, and they just drafted him, but before that, I don't know who.
Ken Johnson, Cole Sillinger.
Yeah,
they do have Laine and Gaudreau.
Good young players too. Oh yeah, with them. I don't know. To me, they're. I don't even know if I want to say mediocre. I think they're just like right below that. But Fantilli's looked pretty good in his first season. So I like that. I like that upside for them. If they can build around him, I think that could be pretty good for them. But all these teams are like lacking defense and goaltending. All of them have good young forwards. Nobody has. Most of these teams, I guess, a lot of teams don't really develop goalies like some other teams, but it's usually they acquire somebody through a trade or something.
Yeah, this is a team that brought in Ivan Provorov and Damon Severson to long-term contracts. I didn't like that very much. Zach Werenski's 26. He's still young. I didn't realize Zach Werenski's 26. But Boquist and David Juracek, who were top picks a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. Got them to look forward to also. Yeah.
Steven, anything else?
I'm not excited by them, really.
Yeah, it's I think they're like what Schrum said. I think they're not quite mediocre, but not quite bottom feeders.
And the last team, the number 1 worst team last season, did not win the number 1 overall pick because they are, some might say, cursed. Anaheim Mighty Ducks, the Ducks. Zagreus is okay. He's a good player. He's just flashy, right? That's why everyone is always around him and so drawn to him. I actually think Mason McTavish is the better player on that team, and Leo Carlson looks really good.
Carlson looks good, yeah. Troy Terry, I think, is their best overall forward.
I do not like what they're doing with Carlson at all. How the team is managing Carlson, I'm not a fan of it. And granted, it's brand new because they're what do they call it? What the NBA does?
Load management.
Load management. Thank you.
Yep.
For him, which he's got to play, right?
Yeah.
You can't just they've said that if there's back-to-back games, he's not going to dress for one of those games consistently through the season.
I don't get it.
I feel like at this point you just send him back to juniors. Let him play a full season. I mean, we'll see what happens because we haven't seen anything like this before. I hope it's not the new norm because I don't necessarily agree with it. But the kid, he's got to bulk up. He's got to do the things that these highly touted prospects need to do. I mean, he's not a Bedard who you just throw in there and you're like, no, go play first line minutes and be a superstar in this league. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, but I do like a lot of their pieces. So I think they actually are in a much better position than a lot of the other teams we've discussed.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Drysdale's 21. He's a very good offensive defenseman. Pavel Mitnikov.
He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's got to stay healthy. Absolutely. They have Schwimm's boy Radko Gudas. So really, lock that down. Lucas Dostal looks like he might be something.
Good. I like him.
Yeah.
Jonas Hiller back there.
Yeah, Jonas Hiller. And then Troy Terry. You talked about him, Schwimm. I've always been a Troy Terry fan.
He scored his 9th goal.
Vetrano, he's doing really good. Frank Vetrano.
He has 8 goals on the season. He's tied for second.
Yeah. He just scored a hat trick
last night.
Oh, so that's 9.
He scored again tonight? Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one
Yeah,
goal.
he's doing good.
Yeah, 9 goals.
Troy Terry,
so
I think, is just like their best overall player. He's like, he's not like a superstar. Like he's not going to wow you like Zegras is. Like with all of his fancy moves and everything. He's kind of. I don't want to compare him to Bergeron because he's not Bergeron, but he's like that where he just does everything really well. He's a very good defensive forward. He could score when he needs to. He's an excellent playmaker. He's him and Zegras and all and Carlson. Building around those guys and Drysdale on the back end, and now this Lucas, is that his name? Lucas Dostal, the goalie. But about Carlson, I think Kevin Weeks was talking about because they were talking about that on NHL Network or whatever the hell he was on. He's on like everything, but they were talking about like this whole thing with Carlson benching him or scratching him for a game and then putting him back in or whatever. But he's like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but like he's like, if you have a thoroughbred, you want him to run, right? And that's what he's comparing Carlson to. He's like, I'm like, I agree with that. I'm like, if you have a stud, kid, like, and the kid's young too. He's not like some guy that needs to be rested like every now and again. Like you want the kid to play and get experience and get and get used to the league and how everything is run here and how
know how to play an 82 game season.
Yeah, really. Say he has like an awesome game, but it happens to be on a back-to-back or something. You're going to ruin like his momentum by taking him out of game, and I just feel like that's going to lead to possibly him getting hurt because he's not like how like when you don't play for a little bit, you come back, you're a little rusty.
You build up a stamina.
You could you could tweak something or whatever. I don't know. I just we don't agree with it, but
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. We'll see where the season.
We're not in the NHL.
I think I'm with you. I think it should be junior. All are juniors. That's it.
Really, you got to play this kid. You want him to get friggin' reps.
Like
that doesn't make sense.
No,
absolutely agreed. All right, 2 last things, and we'll get out of here. Just quickly on the standings. Obviously, a bunch of teams playing really well. In division, Bruins leading 15 points. They're 7-0-1. Buffalo Sabres have been bad, 4-5. Rangers sitting at the top of the division with 12 points. They're 6-2 in the Metro. Pittsburgh, sorry, Steven, 3-5, 6 points sitting last. Western Conference, Avalanche at 12. They're 6-2. Obviously, losers are 2 straight, but they're we all think the best in that division, other than maybe the Dallas Stars. Hawks sitting in last, 3-5. Pacific Division. Vegas Golden Knights 8-0-1, 17 points. They can't keep this up, right? It's ridiculous.
No, but they're playing very well. It's not like they're not.
And then
they're like getting lucky or anything. But they're playing.
And then
really
on the other spectrum, so they're 8-0-1. The San Jose Sharks are 8-1. Can they keep that up? Yep.
San Jose could absolutely see not winning a game all season based on what I saw the other night.
Wow, yeah, that's bad. Jack Hughes leading league in points, 18. Dylan Larkin behind him. Goals, you have now Frank Vetrano tied with Alex DeBrincat with 9. Guys are scoring, which is good. I like seeing scoring in the league.
We like goals.
Yeah. Obviously, a fantastic start to the season. We got Sam in.
Eric Carlson's already beginning of the third period. Eric Carlson's played over 20 minutes.
Wow, that's how it goes. All right, we'll get out of here. My beer, Sam, you hit the music. Thank you, buddy. Union from Slovenia. I'll give it a 3.25. It was okay.
Okay, that's a lager.
Yeah,
I give my Grim a 4. It is it's really nice. And the yuzu juice is like a grapefruit in flavor, so very tasty.
Nice. I'll give you my delicious mud hen that Shortska got me. Very tasty. I'll give it a 4.25.
Nice.
Red
I like
snapper.
it. Shrimp, take her home.
Very, very tasty. Happy Halloween, obviously, everybody, and be careful out there. There's a lot of crazy people, and also have your parents check your candy.
Yes.